Hey guys, Dave Bray USA here. Recently went out to Utah Valley University where Charlie Kirk was assassinated with some good friends of mine. Kish North from UtahsPatriots.com, Ben Berkwam from Real America's Voice, and our show Law and Border. And here's what I discovered. I'm going to show you this video. Check it out. Hey guys, Dave Bray USA here. I'm at Utah Valley University. And of course, this is the famous site of the Charlie Kirk assassination where Charlie Kirk was killed. And some things just are not adding up, man. But actually standing here now changes everything. Get into some trajectories and some of the videos. I'm looking at where the tent was from old videos, and I'm also looking at where the trajectory of this potential lapel device could have shot something.
From this shooting perspective, just to give you an idea, I'm going to point my nose directly at where they are saying the shooter was taking their shot from.
Okay, so here we are, shooter's perspective. This is where they claim the shot was taken from. And if this is the narrative, okay, one shooter, rooftop, I still have some questions about this. First thing I want you to look at is tent location. I want you to look how conveniently it is off center. Anybody that knows anything about show business knows front and center matter. They matter for audio reasons. They matter for visual reasons. And in this case, they definitely matter for line of sight reasons, because if this tent would have been set up dead center, the line of sight for this shot location would have been completely compromised by those two rooftops in the shape of triangles you see on the right. Next, I want to talk about people. People were everywhere. They were slammed all the way up against those barricades. And those things are only about waist high. You've all seen them. So think about those things being another 3 feet higher and taking away even more of a line of sight from this shooter and this shot location. Now I want to talk about Charlie, how he's sitting, where he's sitting. As you can see, his knees in front of him are about 10 inches above the standard height folding table that is in front of him. That's because he is sitting up on a riser that's probably about 1.2 inches off the ground. And this is extremely important to note, because the higher he is seated up underneath of that canopy, the less he actually can be seen from the rooftop shooting perspective that we saw earlier. Back to the rooftop, how much of that canopy would have been covering Charlie's upper torso? And loophole-wise, what were you shooting over? Were people holding up cameras? Probably. People were definitely in front of those barricades. So again, your low end is real tight and your high end is brought down by how he was situated up underneath that tent. I've always said it was an upward trajectory, small caliber weapon. And now where I'm realizing, why would you replace the ceiling tiles directly behind where Charlie Kirk was assassinated? It doesn't make sense. Anywhere close to what you would have to change or have to replace is this concrete area has all been redone, resurfaced, and cleaned up. Out this way, in towards the target, his tent sat right over here, and they replaced the ceiling tiles. You can see all these old ones. These are brand new ones right here. Why would you replace those if the bullet trajectory came from about a 10 o'clock angle? And that azimuth doesn't work for the trajectory of that bullet at all. So this is the view from the first mezzanine. There's 2 more mezzanines up and behind this. And as you can see, there's tiers of building. I'm going to zoom in. So next tier and then next tier up after that. And we couldn't get a straight answer from which building this shot came from, which was kind of strange. The thing is, there were way more cameras than videos that have been released. The FBI has had multiple different angles and not shown us. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but actually standing where it happened really, really does change some perspective points for me.
I think it's important that the truth be told.
Such a tragic place to be standing, knowing that maybe where Charlie took his last breath. The last word that Charlie Kirk spoke on the planet Earth was the word violence. Before his life was taken on that fateful day, he gave us that last word to contemplate, I feel. In today's era of choosing violence over words, I feel like we could use a little bit more focus on what violence is and what it's become in today's society. From all of us, we offer our strongest prayers and deepest condolences to Charlie Kirk, his family, and all those who continue to do his work in his name. May God bless those who choose the voice of reason over the hand of violence. And may God continue to bless America.